Hello, my beautiful people. I'm sorry I'm a couple seconds late, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do hope you all are doing well. How are you guys doing today? So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the channel or the live streams, yes, the screen is intentionally blacked out. I do this because I want you guys to focus on the message that I'm relaying to you. This is not your usual tarot card reading, but if I do happen to use the cards, I will always show it to you. All right, let me see. Where's everyone? I'm not seeing the comments. Let me see. Can you guys hear me? I'm not seeing the comments, so I don't know if someone can hear me. Okay, yes, you can hear me. Okay. So, as you can see from the title, this man, these narcissists are they are a lot to handle, which is why I feel like they should never be handled. You should never deal with the narcissist. They're draining. These are the sorts of people where you shouldn't be handling them, you shouldn't be dealing with them. You shouldn't be interacting with them. These are the sorts of people where they just need to be left alone, unless they're willing to behave themselves. And unfortunately, I feel like the collective, I feel like many people, the collective, have dealt with some sort of narcissist, whether it was in your family, your friendship group, or in a relationship. And forgive me, you guys, I'm not seeing the comments, so I'm just going to keep on talking. I'm not ignoring you guys. Keep on chatting and listening, okay? There's this narcissistic energy that I've been picking up this week. And they're not happy. They're not happy, you guys. They're not happy with how the story ended. You know, narcissists, when you read about them, when you experience one, when you study one, it's the way that their brain works. It's so interesting in a way because these are people who really don't have power. They're very weak and so weak that they have to control people to feel powerful. They have to influence people to get a sense of control. Everything that they do, it depends on other people. They're not independent. They have to rely on other people, right? For their sense of power or their sense of control. So these are people who really are not powerful. But there's this narcissistic energy that I've been picking up on, and they're not happy with how the story ended. So, you know, with narcissists, everything they see is a game of winning and losing. So they like to get ahead, they like to sabotage, they like to manipulate, they like to use anything that can make them feel like they have won. Remember, they need people. They need to beat someone down to feel good. They need to defeat someone to feel like a winner. They need to, take someone's power to feel powerful, right? They need to control and influence people to feel powerful. So imagine if we were, as a society, imagine if we were just to leave these people alone. They would just, they would lose their mind because there's no one there for them to feed off of. These people are exactly succubus. These people are energy vampires. They use people as a source. So imagine if society were just to leave them alone, they would literally they would die inside because there's no source for them to feed off of. There's no supply for them to use. which is why psychologists say the best way to deal with one is to not deal with one. Psychologists even say to, what is that word? When you just go cold stone, there's a psychology term for it. Just leave them alone. And they will throw the biggest fit in the world. And you know how to turn one crazy is literally just don't give them anything. Leave them alone. Leave them alone, because many of them, they have to keep on preying on people, Prey, like predators. They have to, and they are very predatory people. They have to keep on poking at people and bothering people and using people because it gives them a distraction. They cannot sit in silence, because when they sit in silence and leave people alone, they will be forced to see the monster that they are. They will be forced to reflect on their actions and decisions, and they hate reflecting. That is why they always need someone to poke at. They always need drama to cause, chaos to stir. But if you literally just leave them alone, they will be forced to sit there and look at the monster that they are. It's that simple. And many of you guys who have left them alone, they're going crazy. Remember, you don't need them. They need you. You are a source. You are a supply. So what happens when you cut them off? They don't have anything when you cut them off. The power is literally in your hands, which is why a lot of them like to convince their victims that they are powerful, convince their victims that, you need them. They like to convince you that you need them. They like to convince you that you're the codependent, clingy one. Because the second you wake up and realize that they need you, you're going to cut them off. You're going to get your power back. There's a lot of psychological games that they like to play with people. They like to project. They like to create illusions. These are negative magicians because they have no real power. So they have to be magicians. They have to be manipulative and orchestrative because they really don't have the power, right? But these people, they look at society, they look at people as tools and resources that can fulfill their needs and their desires. And so everything to them is like a game. Exactly. Someone just said everything about them is fake. It is fake. It is an illusion. If you're in love with one, they have most likely made you fall in love with an idea of them. They have most likely presented themselves to be something that they're not, or they've played some sort of game on your mind for you to see them as someone who's on this pedestal and fall in love with them. You're in love with the idea of them. These people are illusionists. They are fake. If they've presented themselves to be valuable people, to be people of good integrity, or to be successful people, they're most likely using other people, using other people's tools and resources to make themselves look valuable, but it's not really theirs. It's literally an illusion. They are illusionists, which is why you have to be mentally strong when encountering these people. But back to this game, this mentality where and when you see their true color, they get so upset because the power, the little power that they get is from the illusion. You have to believe the illusion in order for them to get power. When you don't fall for their tricks, their schemes, their plots, their manipulations, when you don't believe their illusions, they don't have power anymore. It's like the trick of the mind, really. But they see everything as a winning and losing. They see everything as a game, and they want to win. They want to win, they want to be on top, and many of them, they have to lie. They don't have the actual power to win, so they have to be sneaky. They have to These are people who strive to get victory through deceit. So they have to lie to win, they have to manipulate to win, they have to sabotage to win. You know, everything, deceive everything, right? It's a winning and losing game for these people. And they're not happy with how the story, what is that? They're not happy. Um, please do not, they're not happy. Do I have any moderators in here? They're not happy um, with how the story, sorry, I lost my track. They're not happy with how the story ended. They're not happy with the conclusion. You know, do you guys remember there's a certain time where the world card kept on coming out for like a week or two. Every reading, the world card would come out, and the world card represents completion, cycles ending, new beginnings starting. That cycle with the narcissist, it has ended. But they're not happy with how the story ended because they thought that they would be the winner and you would be the loser. They thought that they would be on top and that you would have been destroyed by now. These are people where their self-esteem, everything about them, it relies on other people. These are people where everywhere that they go, they literally leave traces of destruction. They are self-destructive. That's how they get their ego boost. That's how they get their self-esteem. Like literal energy vampires. They have to take from people. And I don't know what happened between you and this narcissist, but you took no losses. The narcissist is realizing, and a narcissist will never truly leave you alone. Even if they cut you out, even if they hurt you, even if they break up with you, they'll always be looking right back at you because they want to see if they won, if they defeated you. They want to see if they really destroyed your life. It gives them a sense of worth. It makes them feel powerful. It gives them an ego boost. As disturbing as that sounds, why would you get some sort of, fulfillment out of destroying someone's life? It's evil. It's actually very demonic if we talk about it on a spiritual level. And I do hope, that one day we become comfortable with talking about these sorts of people spiritually, because there's a lot of psychological research on these people. But I hope one day we do get to a point where we start talking about these people spiritually, because they do feed off of people's spirit. They do feed off of people's energy, they don't just abuse people mentally, they abuse people spiritually as well. They're not happy. They're not happy because they thought that you would be in the slums. They thought that you would be in the cold. They really thought that they would have left you destroyed. And they didn't. But it's not that they didn't, it's that they destroyed their life by trying to destroy yours. I really hope that one day we will be able to understand these people spiritually, and not just scientifically, but spiritually, because the way that they act is very demonic. and I think I've said this in a few of my videos, their predatory behavior, right? The predators, the narcissists, the psychopaths, and the sociopaths, where they prey on people. That predatory behavior, it reminds me of demons, of what demonic spirits do. Evil spirits, demonic spirits, you know what they do? They prey on people. They'll sit there because demons have been here on earth for a long time. They understand our languages. They know how people work. And when an evil spirit wants to attack you, they must first get access to you. So what the spirit will do, what the evil spirit will do, is it'll fixate on you. Yes, demons fixate. Demons fixate. They will fixate on you and they will watch you from a distance because they don't have any access to you, right? A demonic spirit cannot enter your life unless you allow it to, unless it has a gateway to you. So what they do is they'll fixate. To fixate on something is to obsessively watch and study something. So the demonic spirit, it'll fixate on people, just waiting for a gateway, an access point to that person. So many times they'll linger around you, right, at a distance watching you. And the second you allow it room, you give it room in your life, it attaches to you. The spirit will attach to you. And if you don't get it off, if you don't cleanse yourself, sometimes it can even host inside of you. Sometimes it can even possess a person. That's how dangerous it is. They prey on people, and I cannot help. And that's just simple demonology. You can study that, okay? That right there, it reminds me of these predators that we have in our society. It reminds me of the sociopaths and the psychopaths. It reminds me of the narcissists because they prey on people, right? They take the path, sociopath, psychopath, they take the path that is least resistant. What does that mean? They like to encounter people who are vulnerable, who are weak, but they have to watch and study you first to see if you are a good target. So that's just my opinion. I do hope that someone one day we can really start to understand these sorts of people on a spiritual level and not just scientifically or psychologically. And who knows, they may be dealing with their own spiritual warfare. They may have some attachments, right? Some entity attachments as well. But these sorts of people that you dealt with, when you understand them, the more you understand people, the less you will internalize the things that they do to you and the less power they will have over you. And for many of you who encountered or had an experience with a narcissist, and by the grace of God, you were able to escape them because they are very, very destructive people. They're very dangerous people. Psychologically, mentally, spiritually, and even sometimes physically. You manage to escape them and they're realizing, because they never leave you alone. They still keep tabs on you. And it bothers them when they see that they have not destroyed a person. It bothers them because remember, they get power out of destroying people, places, and things. So when they see, that's why a lot of them, when they can't, for those of you who dealt with people who did black magic on you, they have narcissistic traits because they will never stop. When they can't destroy you, they try to use other tactics. For those of you who had people, because I know everyone's story is different, for those of you who had people trying to do black magic on you, that means that the narcissist tried everything on you and it didn't work. So out of desperation, they tried to attack you in the spirit realm. That was their last resort. Do you know how desperate you have to be to use magic on someone? For those of you where you know that someone try to do black magic, I want you to know that that was their last resort. It's because they use other tactics to destroy you and it didn't work. And if these people get fulfillment out of destroying people, imagine how powerful you are. It is spiritual. When we call these people energy vampires, we are talking about them spiritually. Because when they cause destruction in someone's life, they do get some sort of fuel. It's almost like they really do suck you spiritually. They do steal your energy. That's why sometimes you start to feel fatigue or exhausted. Is because in a spiritual sense, they are draining you spiritually. They are taking your power. They are taking your energy. So imagine having a narcissist who was so desperate to take your energy. Your energy must be gold. If you have a narcissist that will not leave you alone, your energy must be gold for them. Where they had to use several tactics, methods, and strategies to break you to a point where they can suck you dry, because your energy will give them such boost, such a self-esteem boost. Energy is expensive. These narcissistic people, they don't have any energy of their own. That's why they have to be a vampire, right? Kind of like if you think of an actual vampire, like in the movies, right? How they need blood to live. These people need energy. They need energy as fuel. It is the energy that keeps them moving. Like a literal vampire who needs a blood to stay alive. These people, and vampires, they don't have their own blood. They don't have their own source. So they have to take it from someone else. Same with these narcissists. They don't have any energy to produce. Energy is real. Energy, if you study physics, energy is real, even though we can't necessarily see it. Energy is what makes the world go round. Energy is what is making me talk to you right now. You need energy to live. So these people, they can't produce it on their own. They don't have much willpower. They don't have energy of their own. So they have to take it from other people. It is spiritual. You may not be able to see them literally draining you of your energy, but spiritually they are doing that. Spiritually, they are harvesting your energy and using it as fuel for themselves. But you may not be able to physically see it. But just because you don't physically see something doesn't mean that it's not real. Just because we don't see gravity doesn't mean that it's not real. Just because you don't see energy doesn't mean it's not real. You know? So it is spiritual. When you see that when you call someone an energy vampire, detach from them. They are taking your energy, even if you can't see it physically. It can't be seen, but it can be felt. I've seen some victims of narcissistic abuse. I've had friends who dated narcissists and they got old. I even saw them, they started to age. They started to look different. And I was like, dang, girl, like, why are you aging like this? Me and you are we're the same age. Where it literally starts to show physically. It's stressful. But the key to dealing with these people, the key is don't deal with them. Set boundaries with them immediately. Don't even bother talking, don't even bother explaining yourself. Don't give them your energy. They're hunting for energy. They want you to be exhausted. They want you to be frustrated. They want you to explain yourself. They want you to send them a 3-page paragraph about what they did to you, knowing very well what they did to you. They want your energy. And this particular narcissistic energy that I keep on channeling, I just channeled it in I think it was the Taurus reading as well. And I've channeled it this week as well in the channeled message reading that just premiered. They're not happy that they didn't destroy you. But it's not just that they didn't destroy you, but that they destroyed their life by trying to destroy you. These people are devastated. That's how crucial your energy was to them, that they needed to destroy you to feel good. That's how crucial they needed your energy, and they couldn't get it. And many of them, I notice in the readings that I've been channeling, many of them are showing up as the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Many of them, they want to come in and make amends. They want to come in and reciprocate the love that you gave them. The Bible says, this is my response to one of the comments that I saw. The Bible says to love your neighbors. It doesn't say that you should be a dum-dum and stay around people who are physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally draining you. Let's start there. We're actually called to flee from people who are like this. So don't try to misinterpret any scripture to suit whatever it is that you want. We're actually called, if you want to talk about it biblically, we're called to flee from people like this. We're not called to hate them, to retaliate and to revenge, because vengeance is for God. But we're called to protect ourselves physically and spiritually. Because the more you attach yourself to these people, or the more you allow them to attach themselves to you, you're putting yourself in danger. You're putting yourself at risk of getting more and more abused, and you're even putting yourself at risk of getting those entities that are attached to them. They may become attached to you as well. They may get attached to you as well. That is why we're called to flee from them. Yes. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Many of them have been showing up as the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Why have they changed so suddenly? Because I feel like in the past, many of them were like a King of Swords, Queen of Swords in the reverse. Many of them were like a King of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the reverse. They wanted war. They wanted to fight with you. They wanted war with you. Remember, it's a winning and losing game. They wanted war. They wanted conflict. They wanted a battle. They wanted to win that battle and defeat you. So how come now they're coming back and embodying the energies of the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups? because you're the winner. They don't like how the story has ended because they thought that this was how the story would end, that you would leave in the destruction that they caused. You would be stuck there, broken and in despair, in the mess that they caused you, and that they would be able to move forward in life, dancing, laughing, kikiing in front of you. They thought that they would be looking down at you and showing off their life in front of you. And then feeding off your energy and building a life for themselves off of your energy, off of destroying you. That's why many times you want to know how someone's narcissistic. When they know that they've hurt you and they make it so clear to you, they start laughing and living their best life right in front of you as if they didn't do anything. That's how you know that they are narcissistic. That's how you know right after hurting you, they're living their best life as if nothing ever happened. They're building off of your energy. Their happiness is off of your energy. Their self-esteem is off of your energy. You see them all of a sudden going out and about, socializing, looking good, feeling good. That's your energy that they're using, by the way. It's sick. It's disturbing. And I hope that conversations about these people becomes more and more wide. I hope as a society we talk more and more about these sorts of people. Some of you could have even told them that what they did was wrong, or that you know what they did. Some of you could have even cried in front of them. Next day, you see these people partying, smiling, looking good, feeling good. That's your energy. You gave them that satisfaction. It's sick. It's sick, but I assure you, hi, Rod. It's sick, but I assure you that God has a way of dealing with these people. When I tell you that it stops with you, this narcissistic abuse stops with you, because there's a reason why these people, when I tell you some of these people may even be taking substances to cool themselves. Some of them may be drinking, what I'm saying. Some of them may be drinking. Some of them may be doing drugs. Some of them may have hit rock bottom because it infuriates them. Okay? Someone just said they're humans and you still got to love them. I don't got to do nothing. If you can't behave yourself and you're going out into the world harming and seeking people, then absolutely people need to take precaution and protect themselves from you. You're speaking like a narcissist right there. Oh, because I know a lot of narcissists, they say, oh, it's just me. It's just how I am. And they expect you to just put up with it. We're not doing that. People are not defending narcissists in this chat. The narcissists have found my live stream and they're so upset that I am exposing them in detail and thoroughly. These are very strategic people. They run by strategies, patterns, calculations. So if you're able to literally decode, undress, and expose them, it makes them upset. No one has to love you. Change your ways, to whoever posted that. Change your ways, or stay to the side, stay in the corner, since you can't behave yourself and stop abusing people. I'm not playing with y'all today. It's like a little kid. Go in timeout since you can't behave yourself. But what I was saying, back to what I was saying is, there is a reason why these people are now suddenly changing their stance. Now they want to extend a peace treaty. Now they want to make it up to you. Now they want to do the right thing. Now they want to be righteous. That King of Cups, Queen of Cups energy that has been showing up a lot in our readings. They want to be the King of Cups, Queen of Cups are righteous people. They're loving people. Now they want to take a softer approach because what happened when they tried to fight you? They got their butt whooped. They got the butt whooping of their life that their parents couldn't give them. Right? They got tamed. Y'all are laughing. Anyone who wants to fight you and then they come back later wanting a peace treaty, that's because you whooped their behind. That's because whatever they did to you backfired tenfolds. That's why now they want to come in with a softer approach. Because when they fought you, when they started conflict with you, when they started war with you, they got defeated. So now they're like, okay, maybe I should act right. Maybe I should respect people. Maybe I should live right by people. Maybe I should be understanding. Maybe I should be compassionate. And then you look at them and you're like, oh, I thought you couldn't be tamed. Because many of them, they have excuses. Oh, I'm this way because my mother or father did this. I'm this way because my girlfriend in 5th grade broke up with me. So I go around abusing women and men. Oh, I have daddy issues. So I prey on good men, godly men, and I abuse them. You see them all of a sudden after you gave them that good behind whooping. You see them all of a sudden wanting to take a softer and peaceful approach. And you're like, oh, I thought you said you couldn't change. I thought you said that's just how you are. So you are capable of changing. You are capable of behaving yourself. You are capable of being a compassionate and sympathetic person. You are capable of respecting people and being understanding towards people. They want to take a softer approach. They have a peace treaty for you because you gave them that good butt whooping. I don't know what they did to you, but just know it backfired. And now they're having a pity party. God dealt with these people. And now it's almost like they're in timeout. They've been put in timeout where they have to see the monster that they are. They have to look at the man in the mirror. They have to see that monster that they are. They don't get to look back at you laughing at the destruction that they caused because they didn't destroy you. So there's nothing that they can laugh at about you. When they look at you, the only thing that they're reminded of is how they miserably failed at destroying you. Every time a narcissist sees you smiling and living your best life, they're reminded of just how weak and powerless they are. They're reminded of all the tactics, the methods, the dirty deeds that they did against you that didn't work. Because they're like, how is this person still standing? Wow, I am indeed weak and powerless. If this person is still standing tall, if all of those things that I did to that person, smearing their name, trying to ruin their life and sabotage them, and they're still standing tall, then I must have no power over their life. Duh. And that's the truth. They never had any real power. But they have to destroy people's lives to think that they do. So every time they fail at destroying someone's life, they're reminded of just how weak and powerless they are. And another thing that I want to share with you all, I remember this happened, I think it was probably like 5 years ago, honestly. Or maybe I'm just being dramatic. I remember this was when I was at university and I was taking a psychology course. And I didn't study psychology, but for my electives, I chose a lot of psychology and sociology classes because I do like to study how the mind works. And I remember my psychology professor said, if there's one thing, and this was the last day of class, and she came up at the front of class, I'll never forget her, PhD in psychology. She said, if there's one thing that I want you guys to remember from this class, to take from this class, is that you cannot change a narcissist. A narcissist never changes. And many times, how they get a hold on people is they target empaths who think that they can change them. The empath will genuinely believe that they can change the narcissist. And so the empath becomes hooked on this narcissist because the empath thinks, oh, I can change this person. I can heal this person. And they form this trauma bond with the narcissist. But what they don't realize, the narcissist wants them to be attached, to use them as a supply. So the whole time the empath is thinking, I can change this person, I have good intentions for this person, the narcissist is like, I'm glad that you're this hooked on me. I'm glad that you're this passionate about me. Because as much as you stay attached to me, the more I get to drain and use you. That is what my psychology professor had said to me, or said to the class that day. She said, they will never change. So the way that they're coming back, they're not coming back because they are remorseful. They're coming back because they are regretful. There is a difference between regret and remorse. Many people who have to live the consequences of their actions, experience some sort of punishment for their actions, they have regret. They're regretful because there was some form of backlash to what they did that negatively affected them. But remorse is when, even if there's no backlash, even if there's no consequence, even if someone doesn't know what you did, you still feel remorseful. There's a difference. They're not remorseful. They are regretful because there is a negative outcome for them, because they didn't win. They didn't defeat you. It's because the grass is greener on your side. It's because they're not looking down at you. It is because they are looking up at you. It's because everything that they did to destroy you, you used it as a stepping stool. And now you're sitting victoriously on your throne. It is because the pain that they caused you, you turned it into power and purpose. There's two things that you can do after encountering a narcissist. You can become just like them, broken, heartless, and cold, and miserable, hating the world just like them. And that's what they want. They want you to become like them. That's the whole point. Or you can be the person that they are too broken to be. You can be a person with a good heart, a big heart, a loving person, a kind person, a strong person. You can be just like them, or you can be better than them. You can be the person that they want you to be, or you can be the person that they can never be because they are too broken. The choice is yours. And personally, I do believe that sometimes when God wants us to know our worth, when God wants us to be strong and God wants us to get a thick skin and to be confident, I personally believe that sometimes you may encounter a narcissist, and he's hoping that you will get some valuable lessons from them instead of being broken like them. The choice is yours. I said this in one of my readings. Life is all about choices. You have a choice when it comes to, you get to choose who you want to be with, who you want to be around, who you want to be influenced by. You can choose how you want to move forward. You can choose the kind of person you want to be, the kind of life that you want to live. The choice is yours. There's so many valuable lessons. There's so many valuable lessons that you can learn from a narcissist. You can really use them as a stepping stool onto your throne. You can really use them to elevate you. You can really use them to sharpen your discernment. Where the next time you meet one, you can sense them from a mile away, or the next time someone wants to use you and take advantage of you, you can cut it off right then and there because your discernment is so sharp. Where the next time someone wants to take advantage of you or abuse you or make you feel bad, it won't even work because of your sense of self-worth, your sense of confidence. There's a lot of good lessons that you can take from these people, really. But the choice is yours, how you choose to move forward. There's always an opportunity to heal. Time heals. It may be easier said than done, but it's not impossible. And it may take some time, but that's okay. You can't expect to change overnight. Take your time to heal. But the key is you actually taking those steps to heal. That's the first step, is actually trying to heal. Sorry, you guys, I was pouring myself something to drink. But back to what I was saying about how they never change. They never change, okay? So the way when they come back like that, please be careful because it is a winning and losing game. Many of them, they're not happy with how the story ended. The world card kept on, there was a time where the world card kept on coming off for 2 weeks straight. The cycle has ended. Another thing, I just did a Taurus reading and I went in. If you have Taurus in your birth chart, because I really want you guys to get in the habit of watching these specific zodiac sign readings instead of just the collective, because it can give you more details. So look at your birth chart and look at your placements. If you have strong Taurus in your birth chart, watch this reading that I'm about to post, because it was about someone who I went in this reading. I did not hold back. It was about someone who was in a bad situation, a harsh circumstance, and they had prayed for help. They prayed for help, they prayed for change, and God actually sent them. God sent them a person to help them. And this person overlooked the help that was sent to them. And they overlooked this person either because this person, uh, didn't look a certain way, or it was something that caused them to overlook this help when help arrived, and they stood there waiting for the help to come in. It's like they prayed to God for help, and God sent them help, but they overlooked that person, and they kept on waiting for help to come in until now they realize they have finally realized that, oh my gosh, that person who I abused, that person who I rejected and took advantage of, that was my help. And I've been standing here waiting for the help to arrive, and that help is gone. That ship has sailed. I've been waiting for my ships to sail in, and I didn't realize that I missed it. I missed that ship. And they are sick to their stomach. And they came out as a king of cups as well. Now they want to do right. Now they want to do right. They want to be righteous. They want to be kind. They want to be compassionate. And the world card came out in that reading. The cycle has ended. Help arrived, but they rejected it, and their ship sailed off. The cycle is over, and this person is trying everything in their power to stand their ground and fight for this. Fight for what? The war that you started has ended, and you got defeated in it. So, what are you fighting for? The narcissist is angry at this outcome because this outcome is different than the outcomes that they're used to. They're used to getting away with things. They're used to destroying people and building their self-esteem off of it, off of another person's misfortune. But the outcome that you gave this narcissist, it's different. They have never experienced it. They have never been on this side where, they're having this it's like this pity party. And what's even hurting them, for some of you guys, you were the help that they were asking for. So at the end of the day, you never needed them, they needed you. And narcissistic people love to make you feel like you need them, even though they are the one who's codependent on you. It hurts them that what they did to you didn't work. It hurts them that they took the loss and you took the victory. But what also hurts them, what bruises them even more, is knowing that you were the help that they were asking for. But they judged you so much that they couldn't see that. And now they have to stay in this because some of them really needed help. Some of them really needed that change. Some of them really needed that enlightenment. Some of them really needed that deliverance. Some of them were really stranded. Some of them were in difficult situations. And they missed out on their help. So now they have to stay in that misery. Some of them were in misery and they were trying to cause you misery. Can you imagine trying to help someone and they're trying to cause you misery? And what a lot of them don't understand is maybe they never deserved that help. Biblically, it is known, ask and you shall receive. And they asked, and God did send them help, and they rejected it. Some of them even tried to destroy it. So, what does that show? That perhaps they never deserved that help in the first place. And even when they were given a chance to change, they rejected it. It says a lot about them. Because this is about them. Although they try to put that negative spotlight on you, this has everything to do with them. And now you're not around for them to use you as a punching bag. You're not around for them to use you as a scapegoat. They have to sit there, no matter how much tantrum they're throwing. They have to sit there and recognize that they have problems. And many of them are still fighting it, by the way. Don't be shocked if you see some of them trying to come back, some of them trying to plead their case, some of them trying to get another chance with you, some of them trying to love bomb you. Page of Pentacles kept on coming out. Proposals, love confessions, love offers out of the game. They're doing this because they want to change the outcome. They're not happy with the outcome. They're not happy that they lost. They're not happy that they didn't destroy you. They're not happy that they now have to look up at you. They thought that they would be up on the pedestal looking down at you. So they're not happy with this ending. And they think that by coming back with a peace treaty, with a softer approach, they think that by fighting for this connection, standing up for this, what are you fighting? You're fighting a war that you started, that you caused. Look at how silly they look. Now they want to fight for this and plead their case. And time again, especially in that Taurus reading, the world card kept on coming out. You've missed your ship. And that's especially for the ones who don't like to apologize. Narcissistic people hate apologizing. They never thought that they would apologize to you. And that time that they were taking, that long time that they were taking to apologize to you, they didn't realize that time was running out, and now time has ran out. God is really giving these people a taste of their medicine. The longer they took to apologize, eventually the time ran out. That cycle has completed. Their help, that ship has sailed off. They're getting a taste of their medicine. Everything that they tried to do to you, it really backfired. The tactics, the methods, the plots, the schemes, it backfired on them. Now they're living the misery. Now they're living even more misery because many of them, they were already in misery. And that's why they were seeking help. But then when help arrives, they try to make help miserable. They try to make your life miserable. What kind of people is this? Where your life is in misery, but you're trying to cause other people misery. But it's true. Misery does love company. Misery loves company. And God was like, you know what? I'm going to orchestrate this in a way where you will feel so stupid about yourself, because the same person who you're trying to cause misery with, that's the same help that you asked me for. That's the same person who I sent to help you. God is like, you're going to learn how wicked you are. You're going to get a taste of your own medicine. The honest truth is, these are the people who refuse to change. No one's life is perfect. We have all gone through some sort of trauma, some sort of misfortune, some sort of tragedy. This is not the time to compare struggles, because we've all been through things. But some of us choose to heal and spread love instead of hatred. Some of us choose to work on our lives instead of sitting in misery and trying to spread that misery. It is really a choice to heal. I've met some people who have gone through so much, and they refuse to make other people feel what they've been through. I've met some people who have experienced the most brutally traumatic things, and they choose to be healers and therapists and life coaches, counselors and advisors, because they don't want other people to live what they went through. But then you have the people who refuse to heal, and they want to spread misery and wickedness and bitterness. They want people to feel what they have felt. They want to turn this world into the dark place that they are. And I don't stand for that. I don't stand for it. No one can heal for you. The unfortunate, I think the unfair thing about life is when someone hurts us, it's our responsibility to heal and not theirs, even though they caused the pain. It becomes our responsibility to heal because it's our life and not theirs. And the more you carry on broken, the more you allow them to have power over you. But the second you learn to heal and forgive is the second you don't only release them, but you release the baggage that came with them. It's not fair to live life carrying the baggage that isn't yours to carry. You're carrying what another person did. You're carrying their baggage. That's the reason why we're called to forgive. It's not necessarily for the other person. One second, you guys. Let me charge my phone. That's the reason why, um, let me see. Dream, can you provide any insight on those of us that are finally at safe physical distance from the narcissist, and keep it that way? If you've escaped and you're at a physical distance, keep it that way. And set strong boundaries, because they will try to come back. So there's nothing more that you need to do now. Now that you're at a physical distance, keep it that way. Okay? But one of the reasons, or the biggest reason why we're called to forgive, it's not necessarily for the other person, but it's for you. It's because it's not fair that this person has already hurt you so badly, and then you're carrying them around. Even though you may have already broken up with them, or separated from them, but it's almost like you're still carrying their weight. You're still dragging them around you because there's unforgiveness in your heart. That's not fair. They've already caused you so much drama. Now, why in the world are you still carrying them around? We're called to forgive, not for the other person, but it's for you. This person already hurt you. They already traumatized you. They did things to you. And you still want to carry them around, carry what they did around. You still want to carry that baggage around. Have they not caused you enough trauma, enough burdens? Wow, what a beautiful quote. Texas Built just said, or he or she just commented a quote, and it says, "Today I decided to forgive you, not because you apologize or because you acknowledge the pain that you caused me, but because my soul deserves peace." Your soul deserves peace. Unforgiveness disturbs the soul. Unforgiveness blocks blessings. Did you know that? When your heart is so heavy that your prayers are not even being heard clearly. Because every time we pray for something and we ask God for something, we're asking God to forgive us for our trespasses. But then you yourself can't forgive the other person. That's hypocritical. Unforgiveness disturbs the spirit. That's why many of you are in karmic cycles with people. Look at I think one of my neighbors' alarm came on. That's our confirmation. Okay? Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. It is to set your soul free. It's not for them, it's for you. Some of you have found yourself in karmic cycles with people who hurt you in past lifetimes. Did you know that? Sometimes you can build a karmic bond with someone because they did something to you in a past life. And you died with that grievance in your heart. You died with that resentment in your heart, that unforgiveness in your heart. And God is like, no, 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 no. You cannot enter my kingdom with unforgiveness, because God is the epitome of forgiveness. And then you get another lifetime with them where God is like, y'all are going to resolve this. You're going to learn to forgive this person. Unforgiveness scars the soul. Unforgiveness is not a good energy. It's not an energy of love. It's very dark. It is a dark energy. Look at low vibrational people. Look at toxic, low vibrational people. Many of them do these things. Many of them do these low vibrational things because they have unforgiveness in their heart. It is a negative energy. It is a negative feeling and emotion. And if you harbor it, it can turn you so dark. It can. Exactly, Abby. And it can develop, Abby says, and it can develop a root of bitterness. Unforgiveness can even become a dominion spirit in your life. Unforgiveness can have dominionship over your life because everything you do stems from unforgiveness. The decisions that you make stems from unforgiveness. You can't even sleep at night because of unforgiveness. It's a stronghold over your life. You can't even love correctly because of unforgiveness. You can't even heal correctly because of unforgiveness. You can't even move forward in life. You can't even live your life with a clear mind and heart because of unforgiveness. It has a strong hold over you. It has dominionship over you. It's a dangerous thing. And I practice what I preach. I can talk about unforgiveness for hours because I used to be an unforgiving person. I have strong Scorpio in my chart, sweetie. We are revengeful. I'm the kind of person where I will never take something to hurt another person, but I'll remember it. You could have done something to me in first grade and I'll remember it. I used to harbor unforgiveness. I was never wicked enough to harm someone, to revenge or retaliate, but I would harbor it. And I had to learn to forgive. I started to feel so hypocritical when I decided to completely turn my life over to God. I started to feel so hypocritical because I was like, how can I call myself a godly person? I have tears in my eyes just talking about this. I don't practice what I don't preach. How can I, every day, I'm telling God, thank you. I'm asking God for things. And I know that I've made mistakes and I've sinned. And every time I pray to Him, I'm asking Him to forgive me and to grant me, bless me with what I want. But I can't even forgive other people. How can I call myself divine or godly when I don't have the godly trait of forgiveness? It's hypocritical. How can you call yourself godly and divine when you don't have divine traits? You don't have godly characteristics. And the characteristics of God is He is a loving and unconditionally loving God. He is a forgiving God. It may be easier said than done, but it's not impossible. This is something that you need to work on. It took me a long time to release this trait, this negative trait that I had, because I'm human. It's human nature to be upset. It's human nature to be bitter. It's human nature to be to be angry. It's human nature to be jealous. Those are all human traits. But when you are able to reject the flesh, when you're able to reject your own selfish wants and desires and do what is right, that is the biggest way that you can show honor to God, where you say, you know what, I reject the flesh. I reject the things of this world. I put aside my ego. And I choose to do what's right. And forgiveness is between you and God. You don't even, when you forgive people, you don't even have to tell people that you forgive them. Some of you say, oh, I forgive them, Dream. And that person knows not to come back because there's still tension. Energy is loud. It's something that's between you and God. It's not something that you have to say to them or you have to say to the world. And you can forgive someone without rekindling. Like I said, these people who were so narcissistic and harmful, no one is saying that you should invite them into your home and kumbaya with them. We're called to flee from these people, but send them love and light on your way out, with no resentment or animosity. No one is saying that you have to go up to them and hug them and console them. No one's saying that. This is for you. It's not for them. I used to say all the time, what people do to you is between them and God. How you respond is between you and God. They will face their judgment. And you will face yours for how you handled the case. And time heals. You may not be at a point in your life where you want to forgive. That's okay. It's human nature. But the point is rejecting the things of the flesh for the things of God. And you will get to that point. Just like me, it took me years. I told you guys, I used to be such a, what is it? I wasn't revengeful, but I used to like remember stuff people would do to me. And here I am, here I am preaching about, preaching about forgiveness. It's so funny, but time heals and you will get there. If you're not there, you'll get there. But I want to encourage you to at least take those steps to heal. You have to at least try it, try it. Take those steps. And it may seem impossible. There may even be times where you feel like you're forgiving, then you remember what they did and you get upset and you sort of relapse a little bit. It's okay. Those are all humanly feelings and emotions. It's human nature. But where the honor for the Most High comes in is when you're able to reject those, your ego, your pride, your ego. You're able to reject your own selfish desires and wants. You're able to reject the things of the flesh and the body. and do what's right spiritually. This cycle, for many of you guys, it has completed and they're being dealt with, and you get to move forward in peace with a peace of mind. Seeing a narcissist come out as a king of cups, queen of cups is crazy to me, because king of cups, and queen of cups, they're typically very emotional people. They're very empathetic people. So for a narcissist, that shows you just how much God has dealt with them, where they want to come back. They want to come back as a king of cups, queen of cups. They surely got dealt with. Some of these people got caught up. They got caught up in their own trap. That hole that they dug for you, they fell in it. And now their punishment is they have to live what they intended for you to live. They have to see you live the life that they tried to stop you from living. That's their punishment. That's the justice. Some of you are like, Dream, I want these people to go away. They keep on watching me and spying on me. Yeah. They're watching you live the life that they failed miserably at destroying. Let God deal with these people. They're sitting in their pity party. Let God deal with them. Let God change these people. Some people get chances and chances to change until God really has to come down on them. Let go and let God. They're being dealt with. Why do you think they want to take a softer approach? Why do you think they want to come back? You know, these people, I don't think you understand how God has these people on lockdown. They rejected the help that they asked for. I know they feel stupid. They rejected the help that they asked for. They waited for it to arrive, not knowing that you were the help. Now they're beating themselves up, punching their pillows, punching themselves up in their face. Now they have to stay in that misery that you were sent to help them out of. Now you get to move forward with a new mind, a new life, a new beginning. Many of you have completely transformed. You're much more confident. You're much more discerning. And if you're not, you will get there with time. They're realizing you didn't take any losses like how they wanted you to. They're realizing they took all the losses. And it is killing them. But that's how they're being dealt with. And now all you can really do, live your life. You didn't take any losses. I feel like the only L that you took were the lessons. You get to sleep good at night. These people are not sleeping good at night. You get to sleep good at night with a clear mind, a pure heart, knowing you did your best, knowing you did your part. You're not, waking up with nightmares, sweating because you're having flashbacks of some horrible things you did to people. That's what they're going through. These people don't sleep good at night. These people don't have good dreams. They have nightmares. They're haunted, tormented. You get to move forward. So all you can really do is just live your life with a clean heart. Live your life, send them love and light, but they're not your case anymore. That ship has long sailed. But I feel like many of you have really left a mark on this person. If you guys came in during the live stream, definitely go back to the very beginning, because we really talked about some really good and helpful things that can really help you if you've dealt with a narcissist. But I'm going to end the reading here, you guys. Thank you guys so very much for your continued support. Thank you for spending time with me. I really, really hope that you enjoy this reading. I hope it kind of gave you a different perspective, a better perspective of the things that you went through. And I hope that it's going to give you some motivation, encouragement, okay, and optimism. You have a lot to look forward to. Go out into the world and live your life freely. No burdens, no past baggage, no resentment, nor no animosity. It may take time. Everyone's at a different place in their journey, but you just got to keep on trying. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Take care.